Lesson 12. In Lesson 12 today we're talking about symbols of inclusion and order of operations. Now the first problem that we have is to simplify, and we've got 4 times the sum of 3 and 2, and then we've got minus 5 times the difference of 6 and 3. And what we need to remember here is that acronym, PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction to help us get this one right. Now when we look at symbols of inclusion, the first part of this lesson, symbols of inclusion, that's like a parenthesis, okay? Parentheses. And parentheses are only one type of symbols of inclusion. Other types that we could have, and I'm going to draw right on top, we could have a bracket, okay? And it means the same thing. It still means parentheses. It still means we do everything inside of here first. It's just a different shape. Then we also have braces, okay? Braces are another type of symbol of inclusion that you may see as we work through some of these problems. These are the most common 3 types of symbols of inclusion that we have. Now I'm going to undo those. I'm going to undo them because we're going to go ahead and we're going to work through this problem with the correct order of operations. So we know we need to do everything within parentheses first, so we're going to say 3 plus 2, that's 5. Okay, we're multiplying 4 times 5. And then we're saying, remember we're always going to add, so we're going to say plus, we're going to say negative 5. Okay, and 6 minus 3, that's 3. And then we can go ahead and solve. 4 times 5 is 20. And then we've got negative 5 times 3, that's going to be negative 15. So we've got 20 plus negative 15. 20 plus negative 15, that must give us our final answer of 5. So the problem looks fairly complex as we start. But we go through, we do everything inside the parentheses first, and then we multiply, and then we add to find our final answer. Now the next problem, this one looks a little bit more complex, but we're going to do the same thing. Okay, we're going to go through, we're going to do everything in parentheses first. We're going to simplify as we work through the problem. So we're going to get negative 3, working on the numerator here. 4 minus 2 is 2. Minus negative 5. Remember minus negative 5, double negative, that makes a positive. So we're going to have plus 5. We're going to divide that whole thing by 4. Okay, and we're going to say plus negative 3 times negative 3. If you'd like to, you could have done that whole thing in one step. But remember, we're bringing this negative in and we're adding instead of subtracting. So let's go ahead and solve through. We'll simplify again. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6 plus 5. Then we're going to divide that by 4 plus, and we've got negative 3 times negative 3. The opposite of a negative is a positive. So we've got 9. We've got negative 6 plus 5. Negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1 over 13. So we've got our final answer, negative 1/13. Please leave that as a fraction. If you were tempted to divide that to find a decimal, well, you could do that, but our answer started off as a fraction, so if it turns out as a fraction, that's perfectly fine in the end. We've got negative 1/13, and we're all done. Our lesson practice is going to be page 56. Please make sure you've got your notes done. Come to class prepared, and I'll see you next time.